All right. What's up, guys? Chris the Ninja here, and welcome to Circuit Building Simulator. Now, a lot of y'all don't know. A lot of y'all do know. But I did, in fact, graduate college with a degree in electronic systems engineering. You know what I'm saying? but I'm always explaining circuits and stuff to y'all. But I figured, why not build some circuits and show y'all what I mean when I say like don't do this because things gonna explode and blown up. Just go ahead and put this in the announcements. Everyone, we building circuits now. And you're interested in seeing what wizardry I talk about in study streams. All right, so I know not everyone's gonna be interested in this, and that's okay. I did get a little bit into this game, but essentially this is a circuit building simulator. Um, so you have like your breadboards, your power rails. Oh, I can add a power rail. Ooh, wee boy. Ooh, and I can move it, and I can move it. Oh, oh, buddy. Oh, and I figured out. Oh man, I'm about to go crazy. So we'll start out with the basic DC power supply. Your DC power supply is one of the most basic things you're gonna end up using if you ever go into any electronic or electrical engineering class. You'll probably end up using like um, you'll use some version of this. Connect that, and then connect that. Finish. Okay. So we have our power rail. Now, most of the time, you'll have a breadboard, and you won't have it directly connected to power. Um, Happy birthday, Saul! Hey, I'm gonna sing you a happy birthday song. I'm gonna make you a happy birthday rap. All right, I got you. Um, hey, look, it's a boy Saul's birthday today. I'm out here, man. I'm really just trying to say, hey, happy birthday to my dog out here. He playing Cuphead every day of the year. That was probably lying, but he has some school. He out here because you know that boy too cool. Uh, hey, he really part of the Shinobi. I don't even know, but you know he freaking know me. All right, anyway, happy birthday, my dog. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Um, another great person added to the list of people born in January. Um, so we're gonna put this breadboard here. So most of the time you'll get a breadboard. You have the breadboard, and it's like actually connected like that. You see how it's connected like that. It's connected, yeah. You see how it's connected? It's connected, yeah. And so if you so like you could connect the breadboard like that, and you'll have the power rail connected to the breadboard. So anyway, one of the most basic circuits you'll ever see, which is just for like for visual reference, is you'll have a jumper wire from make this one red because you want to make the wire um you want to make the wires color coded basically so you know what you're looking at. So you'll have like a wire that going there. You'll put a resistor. Where's my resistor? I'll put a resistor. We'll put like yeah, we'll put like a kilo ohm. Um, you want to put one. So if you're using a breadboard, you're gonna want to put um across the line, like across except for the power rails, with the exception of the power rails, across the line like this, across the line like this, they're all getting the same thing. Down the line is separate, so you can put different components on there. So you put a resistor here, and then it goes to there. Okay, so I got my 1K resistor here, and as you can see the color code: brown, black, orange. The brown is 1, black is 0, orange is 3, and then this gold tint right here, this yellow gold, that means it's within 10% of the recognized value. It's within 10% of the recognized value. Now most resistors nowadays, they're surface mount, so you don't even really have to worry about those too much. Dip switch, dang, inductor, potentiometer. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know what all these things. I know what most of these things are. So you get your resistor here. You get like a diode. We'll make ours blue today. Yeah, we'll make it a 2.2 volt diode. We'll put that diode on this. Oop, nope, nope. Put the diode on this rail, and we'll connect the negative end to this rail, and then we'll connect another jumper wire from this rail to ground. So this is a basic circuit that you can build to test stuff. So let's say we put let's say we turn this on. Um, how do I turn this on? Uh, um, oh, there we go. Um, how do I turn this on? Game help game help. Um, oh, interact. Okay. So you see we have 5 volts going through here, and you see how the light turned on. Now if I turn this down, you see how the light is. So if I turn the voltage down, you see how the light's going down and down and down. So you can see the light is on. You can see the light's on, but as the voltage goes down, the light gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. So what you, as the voltage goes up, you see how the light gets brighter and brighter. Now you really don't want to really exceed 5 volts most of the time. Um, you really want to stay. You really want to keep that current flow low. You want to keep that current flow pretty low, especially on this type of stuff because you can blow stuff up really easily, and that's just something that I wanted to show y'all. So this is the basic. This is one of the most basic circuits you can make. And as always, whenever you finish working with the circuit, turn it off. See how it's on? Turn it off. The easiest way to tell if a circuit is live or not is to, well, turn it on and like build this simple circuit and have like an indicator light. So most of the time when you turn on like when you plug in your phone charger or something like that, or when you plug in like a lamp, or when you plug in something that receives power immediately, um, where you can see like an indicator light, like you know how you plug in your wireless charger or something like that, where you plug in your headphones and the light comes on. Usually, it's connected to some kind of circuit like this, and once it receives power, that light cuts on. So that's one way that can happen. That's one way that you can do things like that. So now, if we're gonna get a little bit fancy over here, you want to get a little fancy on them. Um, we're gonna take a capacitor. We're gonna make it an electrolytic. We're gonna make it a 10 microfarad electrolytic capacitor, and we're going to put that on this side of the board. So we're gonna put this like this. So we have our electrolytic capacitor right here, and it's going like this, right? It's going across these. It looks kind of like an octopus, but this can is dangerous because when you reverse polarity, so you can actually see that this is the negative side. When you reverse polarity, it can get very very dangerous very fast, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with that. So I'm going to grab us a signal generator. Grab a signal generator. So this is basically just a waveform generator. It can make a sine wave or it can make a lot of different waveforms, but it's a matter of like knowing how to create those waveforms. So we're gonna just position that there. We're gonna connect the power to that, and then we're connecting this power to this, and then we're going to say finish, and then we're going to move this. We're going to move this here, zoom out, rotate it, then move it over here more, zoom out, rotate it, and then I'm going to rotate the image this way. Okay, bam. So we can zoom in on this right here. We got our positive to positive, our negative to ground. We got our positive to positive, negative to ground. Now, the proper way to run this would be to, if I put a diode here, actually I need a resistor. We'll put like a, I'll put a 1K. We'll actually jump the wire here. So we'll jump the wire from here to here. Oops. Control Z. Make that wire red from here to here. And then we'll put a resistor from here. No. From here to here. And then we'll put the LED. Actually, no. Put this from here to where is it? It's connected here. I put that there. And then we'll put the LED from here. We'll make this actually purple. Here to here. And then we'll put a trace. We'll put a diode here, or we'll put a resistor here from here to here, and then we'll put a wire put a black wire from here to ground. All right, great, wonderful. And then for the sake of safety and not blowing stuff up, we're gonna go ahead and well, yeah, it should be fine. It should be fine. It should be fine. It's not going to be conflicting. Shouldn't be. So now we're going to go ahead and interact with this. We're going to turn this on. And as we see, nothing is happening. Let's see, what can I turn up? So I can turn the voltage up. I could switch this to square wave. The resistor. Make sure that these resistors are all lined up. That's to that, that's to that. That's at 20 hertz. We'll turn this up to like I'm gonna put this at like 1 kilohertz. All right, so let's see. Segment display. Where's the oscilloscope on this? Oh, I have to save this? Like to my actual PC? No, I'm not saving this to my actual PC. I did put this right? Power to power, this to this. Oh, I think I know what I did wrong. You need to put this, delete this, put a jumper, red jumper from here to here. that with the diode. Then we'll do this. Delete. Okay, let's see if that'll blink. Oh wait, hold up! I forgot the resistor. Got the resistor. Because you need to make some current flow. Or wait, does it matter? Am I forgetting? I may have forgotten circuit building. Let's see. Put this resistor freaking right here, right there. Put a diode from here to here. Strange. Strange. I thought that would work for real. Maybe it's because there's two different power supplies. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because there's two different power supplies, and then one of them was essentially off. That's what it is. The high impedance of that. If I delete this, you see that? See that? Okay, so we can actually take this down quite a bit now. It's because I had two power supplies connected in series with each other, so you can. I'm gonna need to add another power rail. I need to add another power rail. Power rail. There we go. All right, there we go. That's how you do it. There we go. There we go. So we'll do this as our DC side, and then we'll have our AC side. Okay, so add a power supply. So that's a lesson that we learned here. Don't mix power supplies, and when one power supply is off and another one's on, there's a very high probability that one side will not work. So we're going to connect this power rail to this, and we're going to connect this power rail to this, and we're going to say that's finished. So what I was trying to demonstrate is that since this is making a square wave, so we can actually drive the hertz down quite a bit. Okay, so 1 hertz is like 1 blink per second. It's like 3 blinks per second. That's pretty normal. That's pretty normal. And then you could also change this to be a sine wave. So you can see the different waveforms. So even without an oscilloscope, you can see how the waveform changes. So a sine wave, you can kind of see it going on and off, and like on and off, like kind of like a wave. With this waveform, well, actually, I'm gonna take the hertz down to 1, so you can see it's going up and down and brightening. Like let's crank this as bright as it can go. It's like about 7 volts. You got brightening and darkening, brightening to darkening, brightening to darkening. If I switch this to a square wave, it goes click 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 click, like on off. That's like your light switch. If I switch this to a triangle wave, you see how it's like a very very short peak. So like here's a long peak, and you can see it really really dropping, like rising and falling slowly. You can see this is a very quick change of color, change. And then I think this is, what kind of wave is this? I don't know what kind of wave that is. I forgot what kind of wave that is. Um, so yeah, so that's one way you can check and see if a voltage is AC or DC. Now, in a DC circuit, if I put this capacitor, from here to here, and then want to run a light to it from, well, I got to put a resistor here to here, and then I want to run a light from here to here. Now, what do you guys think is going to happen? I'm almost certain this is not going to work because a capacitor works kind of like an open circuit at low frequency. So you can see there there is no current flow. You can see there's no current flow because the capacitor is blocking it all. Now, if I were to remove this capacitor and then go into interact, oh well, I need to add a wire. Wait, did I add a diode? I added a diode, didn't I? My bad, I added a diode. This is a diode. That's a Zener diode. That's my bad. Put that there, and then that there. Okay, now. So you see how quickly that came on? Let it charge up a little bit. But it's all being discharged. It's basically an open. It's all being discharged. But if I were to take this component out and then put a wire in instead, where is it? There. You see how the light comes back on. That is simply because a capacitor at low frequency blocks current flow. So that's how you can see that visibly in action. When I say a capacitor acts like an open circuit at low frequency, that's what I mean. Now, when we come over here, if I do the same thing and I do the same experiment, but I put a capacitor here, so delete this, and then I put a cap here, positive here, negative here, and then I turn this one on, click this on. So at 1 hertz, you're not going to get much. No matter how high the voltage, I could crank this voltage all the way up to I could crank this up to 12 volts. Nothing is going to happen with this cap. Nothing's going to cause this light to come on because it's such a low frequency. Now I'm going to take the voltage down quite a bit to like 5 volts. Actually, we'll do 6. We'll do 6 volts. Now watch what happens as the frequency increases. Still a low frequency. Still a relatively low frequency. Still low, still low, still low. We're going to eventually reach a saturation point with the cap where that frequency is going to be too high and it's going to start acting like a short. Oops, wrong one. Already at 2000 hertz. Let me swap this cap out for a different cap. Make this 1 microfarad. And actually, no, we're going to make it 1 nanofarad. 1 nano. 1 nano. Now let's try it. So we're still at relatively low frequency with it being at 2500 hertz. I could do the math on this and actually find the cutoff frequency. But I don't feel like doing that. So you have quite a bit of leeway with this. Ooh. Max reverse voltage exceeded. Ooh. Ah, see, there we go. There we go. You see that? You see how the light's coming on and off like at a high enough frequency? But yeah. So that's how that's how that kind of works. So at a high frequency. Also, see that? See that? Yeah, so you know, pretty cool stuff. Anyway, anyway, so that's how some of this stuff works. Anyway, I thought we were gonna be playing some. I thought we were gonna be playing some. What's it called? Repo, but that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, gonna quit. So we're gonna go ahead and pop open that Minecraft. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and change the game to Minecraft. My brain is sleepy. Doing fine adventure. Actually, hold up a second. Nah. I just realized I have a bone to pick. I just realized I have a bone to pick with Cuphead. Bro, I just realized I have a bone to pick with Cuphead. I just remembered I have a freaking bone to pick with Cuphead. Let me see. Can I edit this? Can I edit the name of the stream? Oh, I can't. We about to stop. Okay, we're about to stop stream on YouTube and restart, but we're going to kill some Cuphead stuff today. So YouTube, I'll be right back.